right. What is going on? Are we live? I'm not sure. I'm trying to just update and see if it shows going live online. Seems like maybe it's working on my end, but I can't really tell. Hasn't kicked over yet. I'm just going to keep reloading until I see it pop up here so I know that I'm actually doing it right. Because ultimately I doubt I'm going to have any live viewers, and I'd like to make sure that it's at least recording properly. There we go. We're live. That's pretty cool. I like how my banner looks as a thumbnail. Anywho, all right. For all my 0 live viewers out there, took a little break, had a week of some pretty heavy disc golfing. Actually just got back from an ATR up in Idaho. Had, I think, my best event so far this year. Averaged 10-12, 10-13. Finished in 4th place at the ATR up there in MPO. Shot bogey-free, which I'm stoked about. I think it's the first time I've ever done that in a big tournament. And I was the only person in the field, in the whole tournament actually, playing those layouts to go bogey-free, which is pretty cool. Got 4th place. Should be a pretty decent payout from that, but that's not why we're here. We're here for Throw with the Pros. So, I have not live streamed in the past week, but I have still been making progress. My intent, it is Sunday the 28th, which you can probably see on my screen here. I am intending to this Friday, which is August 2nd, I believe, to post our announcements for Throw with the Pros on social media, Instagram, Facebook groups, Reddit, anywhere and everywhere that I can find. I'm going to announce it, with the goal being to spread a little bit of awareness, but especially to start beta testing. So if anyone happens to find this video and you want to join the beta testing group, go find one of those announcements. Probably shouldn't be too hard to find, hopefully. Fingers crossed. You can sign up for the email newsletter, which is how I'm going to distribute app updates and links to invite people to beta test. Email newsletter is going to be big. There's going to be a way to refer people in that newsletter. I'm still kind of figuring that out. It's probably not going to be super smooth. But for those people that do feel so generous as to refer friends and family who might be disc golfers or otherwise interested in Throw with the Pros, once you validate who you referred and I confirm that they actually signed up, I'll be distributing some in-app rewards for people that do that. So not a requirement by any means, but I want to set up a way to thank people who suggest Throw with the Pros in general, and also explicitly the email newsletter for getting app updates to their friends and family. So, going to start. We're just going to recap what I've done since the last live stream. I don't fully remember everything that has changed. I'm going to go through some of these here. I'll put this a little more center screen. Make sure that we're recording. Seems like we are recording my audio at least. Settings hasn't changed. Haven't done any work there. Support, I can't remember if I moved the train button into here or not. Appearance is probably going to change, but all of the train features are going to be in the support menu just because they're kind of nice add-ons, but they're not really important to the point of Throw with the Pros. As such, I'm not even focusing on building them out right now. If you go to these menus, this is all they're going to show, and for the foreseeable future, that's all they're going to show because I don't want to focus on building them out. Road to Pro. So this has changed slightly in the sense that the app progression is now linked through tournament setup. So right now, because I just launched this app in the emulator, this is what it's going to look like for all new users. You get MA4, you get an XC tier, and that's it. You earn payouts. Obviously, we can see the purse, the first place bonus here. Those numbers are probably going to change before beta testing launches. Also in beta testing, just because I'm trying to... The point of beta testing is not necessarily going to be to experience the full app, because the app's being built in a way that should take months, at least. So with beta testing, everything's going to be unlocked. You're going to have access to all the events. You'll have access to the Tour Life feature, just to test everything out, find all the bugs, give me your design suggestions, feedback, improvements, anything and everything. I want to hear it, but you can't tell me anything if you're not able to access the features. And given that beta testing is probably only going to run for a month or so, I want everyone to make sure that they can use everything with the app and test it. So, anywho, that's been really the only big change with Road to Pro, is that the progression is now linked correctly. Tournaments, this is kicking an error here because I pushed everything down a little bit. Nothing here has changed. Let me actually, while I am talking here, I'm going to go ahead and kick open another emulator, just so I have it here. Slightly larger Android. I make everything look a little bit better. I don't think any of the whole information has changed. It's being a little slow right now because this one's opening. Google to record audio. Google definitely doesn't need to record audio. We're figuring it out, guys, I promise. I don't think this has changed at all. One thing that I am going to probably put in, maybe not before the start of beta testing, but in the original Throw with the Pros, the scores would change color based on the user score. So if you got a par, it'd be like a green, birdie would be a lighter green, bogeys would be orange. So these little boxes will all update accordingly. But I don't think anything else has changed with Road to Pro recently. Let me go ahead and kick the app on this second emulator. Let's this is going a little bit slower. My Mac is plugged in. Let's hit play. Let's get it download. We're gonna pull it up on this one. How do I get rid of this? Go away. Okay. The big things that I have been working on with Throwing the Pros are the shop, which once you earn payouts based on tournaments, that's going to be where you can spend all of your currency. And then also on the courses list, which has been pretty minor so far, but still something that I'm working on. This is getting ready to kick on. A little discombobulated. I got back into town like 30 minutes ago and unpacked and sipping on the remnants of my brisk iced tea. Wanted to get this up because I was planning on coding a little bit, which I'm still trying to do once this loads. Going to be live streaming a bit more this week. I don't think anyone's really found the first live stream yet, which is A-okay. If anyone does happen to find these live streams and you would like to follow along in the future, my intent with these live streams is, one, to show Throw with the Pros being built, but also, if people are interested, which maybe they're not, I don't know, and that's fine. If you're interested, you can join the live streams and talk to me about the app as I'm building it. That's really the dream. I would love to do that. So if anyone is interested in that and wants to maybe have an impact on how Throw with the Pros gets built, hop on. So Road to the Pro didn't really change. Profile also didn't really change. I think most of this was in place last time. We had the stats. Trophy room doesn't do anything at the moment. I don't think anything changed there. Let's hop to the courses first, just because that's the simplest one. So we had the courses view, which isn't really doing much at the moment. Can't add a course yet. That's something I'm going to be working on this week. Probably try and hop on here and film that as well. I did add this little list. So this is going to be a list of all the courses that the users added to the app. This view is explicitly going to be the courses that are available to play. So this is going to be courses that either the user has added or courses that are in the global courses list. One little note I'll add about the global courses. So I'm going to go through, before the app is released, and take probably 2 to 3 courses from every major city, every major disc golf hub in the world that I can find, and I'm going to put them into the app. They'll all be available on global courses. So if you want to play Maple Hill, it'll already be available in the app. Adding a course is going to be super easy. It's going to be slightly improved upon from the original app, which was already easy. It should take you a minute or less to add in a course to play and Throw with the Pros. So it's intended to be very easy. If you don't find the course you're looking for in global courses, or just don't even care to search for it in the first place, just go add it. It'll be really simple. And then you can even go do things like add Safari layouts, which I am certainly going to be doing. A lot of the courses in Salt Lake are fairly easy, and I enjoy, especially even in the original app, putting in my harder Safari layouts to compete with the AI at those courses. So anyways, this will be a course that's going to pop up, show you number of holes, par, distance for each hole. There's going to be a course difficulty factor. It's going to be based on how the course is entered. And essentially the reasoning for that is that if you go, which I'm sure is something that every tournament disc golfer has experienced, if you go take MA4 through MPO divisions to a pitch and putt course, MA4 is not going to lose to MPO by very much. You know, that on those courses you may even have an instance where MA4 or MA3 ties or beats MPO, just because the course is so easy that there's no degree of separation, and MA4 can go shoot a perfect round at a pitch and putt course. Whereas if you go to a really hard course like the Fort here in Utah, there's a huge degree of separation, especially if everyone's playing the same tee pads. If you take MA4 and take them to the gold tee pads, they're probably going to shoot at least double digits over par, and that might be the best score. You know, you might have people in the 20s or 30s that are somehow still in the running. Whereas with MPO, generally the winners are going to be a decent bit under par. So at harder courses, the degree of separation increases quite a bit, and as such, the AI scoring, the separation between those also needs to increase. So that's where that course difficulty factor is going to come in, and it's going to be displayed here. Moderate is going to be pretty much in the middle. It's going to go from pitch and putt essentially to expert is what I'm calling it right now. That might change. But this test course I have in here is a fairly neutral, not pitch and putt, not expert, somewhere in between is how it's set up right now. Obviously, it's just a placeholder. But this is going to be the course list. This is where you'll add courses, view the courses you have available for play. You'll be able to edit or delete courses, reorder them, add them from the global list. This is going to be the course management system. In the original app, this was under the play menu, which was Road to Pro. I feel like it should be separate. Pretty happy with that change. This is the shot. This has been the majority of what I'm working on. Understood the colors or something. It's a look right now, but we're working on it. I said it in the first live stream video, but the goal is to get everything functional. Once everything's functional, I've got my extreme to-do list here of where's it at? To-do list of all the things. This is literally just my throw at the pros list, and there's items in here for just, we're calling it beautifying the app. That will happen on this page, but not right now. But the idea here, and this ended up taking me a little while, is that you're going to buy bags and you're going to buy discs, and what those unlock is going to be displayed. So here we can see what each disc is going to unlock. Disc names are probably permanent. Disc flight numbers are possibly permanent. I think they're really only in for this beginner bag right now. Discs will obviously have images. They're not all going to be black circles. Just not something that's in there yet. But down here, they're going to have their cost and what they unlock. So right now, if we go to, let's dismiss this. Go to Road to the Pro, we can see that we have MA4 and we have MA3. So buying that first bag unlocked the MA3 XC tier. If we go to the shop and buy this disc, we should now have the C tier for MA3. So let's go back, MA3, C tier. So that's how progression is going to work. You're going to earn payouts, you're going to go to the shop, you're going to buy bags and discs, and that's how you're going to unlock new tournaments. There's also things outside of just new divisions or tiers. So here, for example, right now in the game, the higher tier you play, just like in normal disc golf, generally the higher the payout is. So C tiers are going to have a higher payout than XC tier, which means that you probably want to play C tiers as opposed to XC tiers if you're trying to earn more money. Obviously, the AI is going to perform a little bit better at a C tier versus an XC tier. Always, in every division, that's how it's set up. So there's a little bit of risk reward there, but C tiers are always going to earn higher payouts. The downside of that is that when you first unlock the app, XC tiers can be 1 round, but C tiers cannot. So XC tiers can be 1 or 2 rounds. No, clearly there's a bug here. C tiers are 2 rounds. So buying this disc would decrease the number of rounds in a C tier by 1. so that you can essentially play twice as many tournaments in the same number of rounds and earn twice as much of a payout. So that's the goal. I might actually go look at that little bug right now, because that is not supposed to be in there. Let me at least make a note of it. C tier 1 round is unlocking early. But the idea, kind of to match the aesthetic of the shop, is that when you buy discs, they're actually going to fill in the bag. So that's the thought here. Buy a couple discs, they're going to pop up in the bag. They're not super clean, but you have to buy the bags in order. They're just labeled first, second, third right now. So this bag can't be bought until all discs in the second bag have been bought. We only bought 2 of them, but as you can see there, unlocking similar things as the first bag was. Buy the third one, and then this one's going to be the same thing. We're going to buy the discs, and the bag is going to fill in. So that's going to be the idea here. There's also going to be this collector's disc bag, which is going to be unlocked at a later date. It's available right now because I'm testing it, but that's going to change. But essentially, this is going to have a bunch of unique discs that are all pretty expensive that unlock new features within the app. Try to think of an example of one that's going to be, some of them I wanted to be kind of a surprise, but in Tour Life, for example, so Tour Life is going to be the feature where you compete on tour against the AI. There's going to be a match play event that I'm still kind of working out the logistics of, but one of the collector's discs is going to unlock the ability to just play match play events as standard events against the AI. So that'll be one thing that's unlocked with the collector's disc. But as you buy these, they're going to appear in the display case. So that's the collector's disc, and discs and bags in general. And then here we have sponsors. So there's going to be 4 sponsors. Each sponsor is going to have 3 tiers. I think a lot of this I mentioned in the first live stream. But they're going to be locked until the user reaches a certain level within the app. So the ambassador level for each sponsor is going to be unlocked once the user's played 5 events. Because just like in real life, it's really not that hard to get on an ambassador team. Second one is going to be the pro level. Whoa. Swiped a little aggressively there. It's going to take 15 events, and the user has to reach at least a 950 rating in the app. Rating is going to work just like it does with the existing PDGA rating system. Might be slightly less accurate, slightly more accurate, depending on how you view the current PDGA system. But it's going to be calculated. You can see it in your profile. You'll see your rating here. It's going to be an average of your last 10 rounds, and all that will pop up as you play. And then the last one is going to be the Elite Pro sponsorship, which is, what am I calling it? Pro? I think maybe just Elite is what I'm calling it. But you have to win a Q tier, which is going to be the qualifying tournament to earn tour cards in the app in the open division, because it's also supposed to be realistic to disc golf. And if you want to be an elite sponsored disc golfer, it's pretty hard. So you have to win in the open division, not MA2, FA2. It's got to be MPO or FPO, winning the Q series. So it's going to be tough, but they're going to give discounts on specific items once you have them unlocked. So that's the idea. The little upgrade button doesn't have anything on it yet, but this is going to be where you get the subscription to unlock Tour Life within the app. So shop has been a big focus. Getting these discs to align properly has been a real challenge. That was what took me so long here. It was pretty painful. The bags in this image, the button, so this orange rectangle, the bag, and each of these discs are all separate images. And getting them to line up once is not overly hard. Getting them to line up every time, regardless of the dimensions of the phone screen, was not as easy. So I did that about 3 times over. But it works now. So we're leaving the shop alone. Actually, let me go just because it's going to bug me. The C tier 1 round is unlocking early. Need to go figure that out. So C tier. Is this going to find the right thing for me? Doing a search, and I don't think it is. 292. I think insert is how I did it. Here we go. Okay. So this is the item here. This is the code that is number of rounds available. So did I already have it set up? Is that the issue? Rewards, number of rounds available. It's going to be a variable. Here we go. Strange. Let's reload and try that one more time. Based on what I'm seeing here, I think it should work. One thing I'm going to have to go do in this app is refactor. Better coders could correct me on my verbiage, but all of my code needs a lot of cleaning up and sorting and minimizing and everything, just to be a little bit more readable. Okay, so MA4 XC tier, we don't have anything. Go buy the bag. That unlocks the XC tier for MA3. Okay. Am I going to be annoyed and this is just a bug that I can't repeat? How is... Am I mistaken here? Right now I'm trying to verify how the C tier and MA4 is unlocked. And obviously I've said it, I'm saying everything MA4, MA3, that's what I play. All the female protected divisions will be available as well, just in the setting. And if you just toggle that setting, everything will update. All right. C tier for MA4. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I have the app set up in a way right now. Before you get to this page, you'll have to buy a starter pack, which is coded in here. It's not shown right now because I've skipped that step just to speed up my own testing. That's what unlocks the C tier and MA4. All right, so there, C tier and MA3 is there, but it does show one round. I updated the variable, did I not pull it through? That's very possible. That I'm updating the variable correctly, but I'm just not actually reading the variable when I'm presenting the number of rounds. Let me see where I'm reading that here. That's selecting the tier. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Rounds 3, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'm going to need to go change all that. Okay, this should be fairly easy, but this is probably good. So right now, I'm tracking a variable to determine how many rounds are available for each tier. But I'm not actually reading that variable when I'm presenting the options to the user. I'm just reading in these hard-coded numbers here and then in an if statement down below. So we need to change that, and that's right here. Here I'm removing all of them. And here I actually just need to do it based off of tier. So this should be fairly simple. So for, I'm just going to loop it over in a for loop. Tier is less than rewards, number of rounds available, length. And trying to generally do things based off of the length of an array and not actually a hard-coded value, just because it makes it easier for me to change later and not forget stuff. I think it would be useful for me after I release this app to go take a class on like commercial, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like how legit coding businesses build out their code, their folder structures, their individual files. probably make things a lot easier for me. Because I'm sure theirs is a lot more organized than mine is. Anywho. Alright. Do I have an all tiers variable? I do. I'm gonna call it a Q tier. So I'm gonna go make sure that's all right. Series. Tier. Tier. And tier. And I guarantee you I have messed that up elsewhere. Series. Yeah. Not good. Okay. Tier. No. Series. Those are all silver series, so that one's not a big deal. Series. Right now I'm trying to make sure that they all say Q tier and not Q series. Which is entertaining, I'm sure. Series. Good to go there. Don't think I need it there. Okay. So, I think we're fixed. Where's my list here? All possible tiers. Okay, that's what we need. Now, where is my for loop? Up here? Yeah. Okay. If selected tier, tier select is what I call it, is equal to all possible tiers do I have this right? XCCBAQ. Think so. This is where my organizing is gonna hurt me. Silly. For var round equals round is less than number of rounds available, tier length round plus plus. So here I'm basically going through this array, checking which tier the user selected, and then I'm going to pull all the variables in each one of these 1D arrays so that only the correct number of rounds is shown as an option. If possible number of rounds, round plus 1, is equal to text round plus 1. I think that should be good. I think that's what I'm going for. Possible number of rounds. If anyone's watching this and you're like, wow, someone needs to tell that guy how to code and comment properly, you're right. Please come tell me. Round plus 1. If I did that properly, which there's a very big chance I did, it should work now. And I'm just going to go comment out all the old code. Copy that here, comment this out, and then we should be good to go. Let's hit a little refresh. So now I should be able to start the app and then go into the shop, buy that bag, buy this, and we should only see 2 rounds available for the MA3 C tier. Oh. I did that wrong. All right. This should not be round +1. This should be number rewards, number of rounds available, tier, round. That's right. All right. So I'm going to update this. Do better than that one. And then we'll refresh, try again. Hopefully that one works. Because instead of pulling the actual number from the array, it was just pulling the iteration that the loop was on. All right, show me 2 rounds C tier. Now let's go check if I come in here, C tiers can be 1 round. Now we're talking. Okay. Updated. What is next? I'm honestly tired. But I feel like I should get something else done here. Let me go to my list. What else we got for this week? I could create the list view for the global courses. That's probably what we'll do. Get something set up here. So we've got this list, and I want global courses to essentially be the same thing with just a little add button right there. Click on global courses, goes to a new view. That's what I want. So I'm probably going to make that as a new file, just to try to keep everything a little bit separate. And for ease, I can probably just copy this, the courses file, because in structure they are going to be fairly similar. Global courses. Got to do a little renaming for the file, and then I'll go adjust everything actually in the file. Courses state. Copy and paste this. Copy and paste this. Whoops. Okay. Then I got to go to my home file to make sure that the navigation's all going to work. Because otherwise I can create a new view, but nobody can actually get to it. There we go. Let that update. Global courses name equals courses name. Got the target there. Let's add the view here. Okay, and now we should be relatively good to go. I don't want to pop. Where's what takes me to the next view here? Here we go. This is what I need. And then global courses is going to do this. Global courses name. So now when we push, it should take us to the new view. when I say push, when we click on global courses, it should take us to the global courses page. That's what all of that was for. Global list is what I'm going to title the page right now. That could change. We don't need these buttons, so I'll just delete those. What we do still need is this list. And actually, this is going to become a whole nother ordeal. I'm going to have to create the new JSON file. Let's just copy. I don't know if that's actually what I want to do there. It's under assets, new file, global courses.json. Yeah, okay. And then this is going to be our global courses file. This is going to be annoying. We'll have to read this separately. So I essentially just need a duplicate of what I've done for the original courses. Let's call this one test global, just so I can distinguish and make sure we are in fact reading the same file. JSON copy. I need to copy that global list. Okay, so I don't need anything here. But what I do need is to go through this file and make sure that everything I'm doing for the personal course list, I am doing for the global course. So here, this one needs to be copied, global courses. And to test this one, I'm going to have to reboot the app. Global course info decoded. Global courses. Let me make sure I'm actually going to pull this through here. Yeah, here we go. Assets, global courses. So this is where my app is going to pull in all of the necessary files. It's going to include the course information, also all the pictures, graphics, etc. So I make sure we got that one in there, global course info. And then we need to do this as well. So I'm just going to copy this for loop, and then we're going to do the same thing for global. Global, I think that's what I labeled that. Global, yep. So this is going to be the same thing here. Let's copy all that. It's actually pretty straightforward, and then I need to go copy this entire structure for global as well. Let's delete all this so this is a little bit clearer. Course IDs I'm going to keep in there because that's still something I may implement later. Just a unique identifier for each course to make it a little bit easier to sort in the app. Global course data is what we'll call this. What's the issue? Yeah, it's just being a little slow. There we go. And then I'm just going to leave all those names as is. I really don't have an issue with that. Global course data. We'll copy this down. Get rid of this comment. Okay, and then this one should be global course info decoded. And I think that that should do everything. So now when I launch the app, that file will get downloaded, it'll read all the global courses in, and then the user should be able to access them in the same way. That actually, happy with myself, I did that faster than I thought I was going to. if it works. Which the jury's still out on that one. For global course data, and then we're going to do that same outline button, but here so here maybe I keep this click, but then there's an additional button down here to actually add the course. I think I like that. Let's just, I forget how this sets it up. So we're print add to list pressed. I'm just gonna set this up and make sure, really looking for the appearance of this is what I'm going for. So I'm going to come here, we're gonna stop the program. I'm going to try and exit out of most of these files that I don't need currently because this seems to be running slow and that's annoying me. Then I'm going to, how do Androids work? Someone remind me. I need settings. How do I get to settings? Here we go. I'm trying to go through and just delete the app right now so that it'll basically be like a fresh install and it'll download the correct global course file. That's what we're doing at the moment. If I do this works correctly, then I'm probably going to wrap it up there. And I'm going to try to live stream more this week. And really, if no one watches any of them, I'm still pretty okay with that. I think I kind of like the idea of just even people a year from now who maybe find Throw with the Pros and are interested in how it came to be or what it's really about, that there's accessible videos online that, I don't know, kind of covered how a disc golfer made it. That's the goal. So here we're launching. Hopefully correctly. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a disc golfer. I did manage to just shoot a bogey-free tournament. An average 10-15 for the event, so that was pretty good. All right, wait for this to kick on. And so we should get the updates here that the files are downloading. Global courses JSON was copied successfully. Go to courses. So this is still here, that's fine. Global courses did just say test course and not, didn't I call it something different? Test global? Am I reading the wrong? I bet I didn't actually update the dialogue here. I definitely did. So I'm still reading the actual global course data. That's much better. All right, and then let's go update these values here. Global course data. Let me just copy this. Make sure I'm not missing any. Global course data. Global course data. Global course data. Global course data. Did I get them all? Think so? Yeah, I think so. And so now we should just be able to do a quick refresh here. And then get that to read properly. Really, what is that showing? Outline border. Did I not update one? Way down at the bottom? Ah! Dang it. Can I just do a refresh? Yeah, there we go. Alright. So now we're reading the right information. Add to list, dismiss. I kind of like the look of that. That's pretty easy. Global list, courses. Yeah. So the thought is that I'm going to go find courses. The 2 or 3 from each city that I was mentioning earlier, they're all going to be in this file. So when you're on the app, they'll all be available right here for you to add to your list. And then the thought is that if anyone has courses they want to be added to the global list, it could just be courses that you feel like should be on there, or it could even be like a Safari layout that you want to share with your friends, so that they can play it in the app. There's going to be a button on this page that I will add maybe this week. We'll see on this page here, to basically just email me the information from the course from your personal list. So you'll have to add it into the app first, or you can just send me an email with a course that I can find on UDisc and I'll put it in there. So if you want to add courses to the global list, you can. You just got to let me know. Because what I'm not going to do is go through UDisc and add every course on UDisc, because that would take me so long. So we're not going to do that, but I think it's going to wrap it up for this little live stream. We got the shop updates. We saw courses. We'll be live streamed a bit more this week. If anyone happens to find these, want to come along for the ride, you are absolutely welcome to. And if you turn on the notifications, see when I go live, you can jump on here and give me your 2 cents about how Throw with the Pro should be built. If you have any questions about the app or want to know more details about release or what's going to be included, I would love to answer them. So that'll wrap it up for this one. Thanks anybody who finds this after the fact, and we'll see you at the next one.